Hey everybody, it's Brian, your handy dandy realtor. Sorry I haven't been working on this site for very much lately. Um, I just got to be crazy busy helping people. And um, the trip to San Antonio, or not San Antonio, but to Austin, after coming back from that, I had an estate clean out that had to get done because the realtor was going to be listing the property. And there are a lot of different abuses with that, and I still haven't been paid for it, and I'm still not getting any response for when I send over my request for payment. So I'm probably going to have to, we'll have to see, but I might need to put a lien on that house pretty quickly as well too, since the realtor has it for sale. Once the house sells, there's nothing I can go back to get paid. Um, so I have to pay very close attention to that one. I was pretty well used and abused by the family on that one, and it happens. I learned some valuable lessons. Um, it's the best way to be able to describe it. There are some amazing things going on in the practice as well too. I've been getting all of my, as 2023 is coming to an end, my revenue was up again 14% year over year, and that's generally the pace of growth that I'm on. Last year was 14% year over year. The year before was 14% year over year. It's a very consistent thing, growing top line revenue by 14% and paying attention to bottom line, or expenses to come into the bottom line is exceptionally important as well too. And I've started on getting ready for tax season 2024. And it's always a daunting task. But at the end of the day, there's just been a lot of different things going on. The month of November was very, very crazy busy for the car business as well too, simply because I hired Trevor. The retail stores are not doing well at all. To be honest with you, the retail stores might need to be shut down. There's one last hurrah, and I don't know if I have it in me to do one last hurrah. That's the part that I don't know. Um, Having Trevor, I hired Trevor to do all my data input because I didn't have time to be able to get any of that stuff done. And so he was responsible really for the massive sales growth in November. He has a massive box of inventory right now that he's processing again, and sales are starting to come in again. Pop, pop, pop. Um, my pre-Christmas sale on my car business ends November 15th or December 15th. Going towards the end of the year, we are going on a cruise, and there's a lot of other family events. Now, for tomorrow, I have a life insurance policy delivery, which was the biggest case for the year as well too. And typically that's the case in November, December, is that the life insurance that settles out are typically pretty good sized cases. And in this particular case, it was a business owner in the city of Windsor that reached out to me and said, "Hey, Brian, I really like you. I've been doing business with you for a long time. My life insurance is coming due. The premium is going up. I want to keep my life insurance. Can you help me?" So, yeah, the answer was yeah. We got started on that back in September, for gosh sake, or back in August, I think it was, for gosh sakes. It takes a very long time to get anybody underwritten. It's worse and worse and worse every year. From an underwriting perspective on the life insurance side of the business. And the life insurance claims side of the business has been through the roof because so many people are dying left and right after COVID, maybe after shots. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all the political ramifications of it all. It's just a lot of people are dying all over the place, which is good for the business units that I have. So for tomorrow, I've got that policy delivery. Then Terry and I are going out to look at an estate in Bell River, where that young lady out there is moving in with another young gentleman and would like to get rid of her stuff. So we'll see what she has. Go from there. And Terry didn't want to do a whole big project before Christmas anyway, so this is just a small little thing. Terry is so swamped with fighting the city of Windsor because the city of Windsor, in its harebrained ideas, has decided to close and shutter curling. And they got a fight on their hands because those are voters. Curlers are voters. And Mayor Dilkins, is not exactly the brightest guy in the box when it comes to terrorizing his voter base by shutting down curling. Curling is a very family-friendly event. It's old people and young people all together, all out there on the ice. It's a very Canadian event, and how dare they want to shut curling in the city of Windsor? It's just not going to happen. There's enough people that have enough say and enough voice standing behind that one. So Terry's been kind of preoccupied with that, and I've been kind of coaching him a little bit on that. Not really coaching him, but chatting with him a little bit about that, giving him some ideas on what's in my mind. And then, as we kept going forward, so Terry and I are going out to look at that estate tomorrow, and then I have a listing, which is all ready to go. I just need to finish up the paperwork. Listing a house now is a lot of paper because of the new rules after December 1st. And staying forward of those rules was also a little bit of time consuming. I had to sit in some seminars and things like that. There's been some changes. It's interesting changes that are coming along at the very least. Makes real estate a little bit more professional in my view, which is not a bad problem. As you know, I feel that it's like the Wild West. And that it's hard for a guy like me with degrees and designations in real estate to be able to sit down with somebody and say, I want to help you, guide you through the largest purchase you'll ever make in your lifetime. And they all look at me like, who cares, Brian? I just want to buy a house. I don't want any help. I just want to buy a house. I'm just here to buy a house. I want to buy a house. Those folks aren't exactly the most pleasant to work with either. I don't have very many of them, luckily. Most of the people that reach out through this channel and say, Brian, I want you to guide me to buy a house because I want to understand this stuff. And you understand it. You take time to explain it in common sense words, sitting in a sweatshirt and in front of a camera. What a great idea. So at the end of the day, later on tomorrow, I do have a listing coming up. If you're looking for a house for about $375,000 is roughly probably what it's worth. It is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths on Central. It is a decent house with a garage, decent house. It's just a little bit busy area there on Central. Central's not really super busy. It's a little bit busier road. And that client I've been working with for the last 4 or 5 or 6 months. They're moving to Tennessee. And I've got the realtor down there who's writing their offer for the property down in Tennessee. So I've been working on that as well, too, and consulting on that. There's a lot of moving pieces when you're taking a Canadian and moving them, a nurse, living here in Canada, working in the United States, and moving them down to Tennessee. There's a lot of different moving pieces to that, and I've been helping them every step of the way. They had a house that had gotten a little bit carried away with stuff again as well, too, which is my estate's business, deals with stuff. And so I've been helping them to get their house righted. They've been doing a massive amount of work. I will not lie. They have done a massive amount of work on their house to get it ready to get it sold. And I'm so looking forward to going over there again tomorrow. And then this week Sunday, we're all going out to dinner because it has been a lot of work, a lot of stress. So we're going to go out to dinner and let our hair down, what little bit of it we have left, and just celebrate the fact that this is probably one of the last meals in the city of Windsor before moving off to Tennessee. The benefit of my business is that when we go camping, if we end up down in Tennessee, which we may at some point in time end up down in Tennessee, especially in the next 3 or 4 years, we'll always have contacts to be able to park our trailer on their land, which is a nice thing. Just a good couple here in the city of Windsor, fun to help them. They've done a yeoman's part of the work to be able to do this. I was just more of a consultant and a little bit of muscle, but nothing serious. So that's what my schedule is for tomorrow. This next video that I'm going to be doing is going back to the market updates. Market updates are, again, exceptionally strong here in the city of Windsor. There is nothing on the radar that sits there and says there's anything serious going on in the city of Windsor, which is going to be good because there's a few other things that I'm working on here in my office as well, too. So the next video is going to be that breakdown of the city of Windsor real estate for last week. But the other announcement that I have to make too, I was been up working late tonight because I've been talking with Riverside Magazine, and I'm going to be taking space. Adam is going to be designing some ad for Riverside Magazine for the next year. So you will see my mugshot and some advertising in real estate in um, our Riverside Magazine. Always wanted, as soon as they launched, I wanted to be part of it. And now I'm finally able, I got that call back finally. It took about a year. Got that phone call back tonight to be able to go and have Adam moving forward with designing an ad and a specific message to the residents of the city of Riverside or the town of Riverside or whatever you want to call it. Riverside has a lower cost of operations for my firm since I live in Riverside, and I know Riverside like the back of my hand. So it just makes some sense to be able to do a little bit more advertising with both firms. We're probably only going to put two firms in there, not the four firms, but the two firms. There will be a specific real estate message in there that will get everybody upset, and then there will be probably an estates message as well too. Just not sure whether I'm going to take the whole page for both business units or a half a page for one at a time. Not exactly sure yet. Figuring that all out with Adam as we go forward in this week. So those are the things that I've been working on. It is kind of the quiet time going into the holidays. I should have Central sold with an accepted offer in the next 5 or 6 days. So let's go on to Central. Central very quickly is a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a garage. If you're looking for a nice, good, solid 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in East Windsor, in a really good spot, very convenient for everything, very easy to connect out Central to the EC Row to go either east or west, and not that far from the border crossing either. It's probably about, 9 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that to the border as well too. So very good house, very good location, very good schools there as well too. And if you're looking for a good solid house, about $375,000, it will be listed tomorrow. So that's me checking out. You're going to see that next video about the Windsor real estate market. Getting back to this, have a good night. Bye-bye.